The City thing I don't understand, and maybe somebody can explain, is why waste the money on Grealish and Kane when this guy's a hotter property than both?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you said that...
It seems the most obvious thing, right? It really does seem obvious to everybody.
Yeah, and Craig, you've said that all along, that because you have a 21-year-old, you will get maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and you know he will score goals for you. Harry Kane, great striker, but he's still 28, and all the problems that it has to get him. I can't believe that Manchester City is now waiting and try to see if they can get the son of a former Manchester City player.
Gab?
Yeah, I wanted the same thing, and I agree. It makes absolutely no sense. The valuation is just absolutely over the top, given Harry Kane's age. The only possible explanation, and where we really are in the realms of speculation, is this, and I'll submit it to you guys. Haaland and Mbappe are nice, and obviously you would rather get those guys than Kane if the money's going to be the same. However, they're unlikely to move this summer, whereas Harry Kane, or so City believed, was likely to move now. What if Pep feels this sudden urgency? What if Pep says, look, I don't care about 2 years from now, 3 years from now. I don't care about long-term. Haaland makes more sense. I want to win straight away. I don't know that I want to be still the City manager in 5 years or 10 years, maybe even 2 years. I want to win now. Everybody else is down. Everybody else has got issues except for Paris Saint-Germain. Let me go, get Harry Kane right now, and take another shot at the Champions League that I want to win. For me, that is the only explanation. And since Pep is a deity, he does what he wants.
It's the same question as we're talking about PSG. How much is the Champions League worth to PSG?
Right.
And it's the same thing with Pep. How much is the Champions League worth to Man City winning it this year, as opposed to having to wait 2 or 3 years? How much is it worth to them?
Everybody says, right, yeah, and Dortmund are pretty, obviously, extremely keen not to sell him this season. The player doesn't seem in a desperate rush. But yeah, and what figure, for example, would tempt Dortmund to say, oh, OK, let's think about it? What are we talking about here? 200 million?
Well, we talked about it since the Champions League final, didn't we, Craig? Because I knew 100% they were going for Erling Haaland. And they tested them out, and they were talking about 150, right, which was the price of it. And then Dortmund did their maths and saying, well, we want to keep it another season because we want to get into the Champions League, blah, 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 blah. And then they sold... Then they sold Jadon Sancho, which kind of helped them out of the first depth from the pandemic. And then just out of the blue, suddenly Matthias Sammer, who is an advisor to the CEO of Dortmund, Watzke, he suddenly said, well, if someone get in with some crazy offer, we probably will let him go. I'm not sure. I'm 100% sure that Team Holland knew about that. And then he suddenly said, well, we're talking about 200 million. That was just an amount. But I think that we are talking 150, 160 million euro. But they won't sell him because Dortmund has shown before, when people are talking about Dembele and Aubameyang, they were striking the way out of the club. They got a fantastic amount from Dembele. They bought him for like 25 and sold him for 120 or something, which was unbelievable. But that won't happen this time because next summer it's Team Holland who decides what they want to do and to which club they want to go.
And on top of that, Yanni, you're 100% correct. What I would just add to that is in terms of Team Holland, which is obviously Holland Senior and Mino Raiola, those guys are going to get paid. When it comes to somebody like Haaland, and we saw that when he moved with a release clause to Dortmund, you have to factor in, if you're the buying club, you have to factor in the transfer fee, you have to factor in his wages, and you have to factor in the commission for Team Holland, and especially Mino. And that commission, if he's only going to move for all the money comes out of the same pot. If he's only going to move for 70, 75, 80 million rather than 150 million, he's going to say, oh, look, there's a lot more money left over for me, for my commission, and there's a lot more money to pay Erling Haaland his salary. And so Team Holland has zero incentive to move this summer. Dortmund, I think, understand this. It would actually be financially, would be their incentive to sell him this summer rather than sell him for less next summer. But as Jan points out, there's a lot of reasons why that's unlikely to happen. So they're justified in saying, no, we're not going to sell.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.